So today I'm going to be showing you how to use a rotary cutter, and you have to be very, very careful with these because they are sharp like a razor blade. If the children are around, you want to make sure that they're in the closed position. I keep mine hidden and locked for the very reason that I don't want someone to lose their finger. When you are using your rotary cutter, you want to make sure that your fingers are out of the way, not overlapping your cutting edge. And I like to hold mine over on the side with my pinky, touching the edge of my cutting edge so that you don't accidentally slice a finger off. When I first was taught to use this, I wasn't forewarned how sharp they are, and you definitely want to be careful. The blades are resharpenable, reusable. You can sharpen them, or you can toss them and buy new ones. I found the sharpeners are pretty easy to use, and there's a lot of different rates. So how we're going to start is you want to make sure that you're going to cut straight edges. So I have lined up the salvage edges, which are the smooth edges that come off the bolt. The edges that they cut at the sewing store, this is all pre-washed because it is 100% cotton flannel, and when they always come out of the wash, you've got the frayed edge. It's a good way to know that you have gotten your salvage edges matched up because you're not going to cut those edges. So my fabric is nice and straight, there's no wrinkles in it, and with the rotary cutter you can cut straight lines through several layers all in one shot. The one thing that I wasn't instructed in, which made me think to make this video, is to smooth out your fabric, to make sure that it is straight. And when you're doing quilting projects with multiple yards, it can be hard to line that up and get it straight. But on this cutting mat there are grids that are showing you measurements in inches, and you can line them up this way and you can line them up this way depending on which way you want to turn your mat. I'm going to be making some 8-inch cuts, and the first thing that you're going to want to do is find the edge of your fabric on this line so that you don't have too much weight. And you're going to slice that right off with your rotary cutter. And what you can do with this is, I'm following the 1-inch mark from this end of the mat to this end of the mat so that it's one nice straight line, and then I won't have the crookedness that I find most people think that that's what they're trying to match up, but it's actually a crooked line that the sewing table cut. This was just a salvage piece that I picked up. So now you've got your nice straight edge. This can be tossed, not really usable for anything else. Got my mat kind of turned around here, so I'm going to get that turned around because I want my 1-inch start over here. Because I'm going to be making 1-inch cuts, 8-inch cuts of this fabric, I want to make sure that I start on the 0 so that I don't accidentally end up with 7 like I've done in the past. So what you're going to do is, and you can measure with this grid underneath also. So if you are left-handed, you can just simply count over the 8 inches. This is only a 6-inch cutting grid, and make your cut. I'm simply only using this as an edging tool for a guide. So I'm lined up on the 8-inch mark on this side, and I want to line up on the 8-inch mark on the opposite side. On some of these cutting mats, the numbers go opposite directions. So it would start at 1 over here, and it would start at 1 over here. This is a 23-inch mat, but all the numbers are in the same direction. And generally one cut, you're holding this cutting edge down, and you've got your cut. So I want to do another one, and I don't have to move this material at all. I'm starting out on the 8, so I'm going to count over another 8 inches. And now I'm going to be on the 16-inch mark. Line up both edges from one to the other. Use ample pressure in your hand that you're using the rotary tool, and you're all set. And it looks like I'm going to be just shy of another 8-inch. Double check this. I am just shy of it. So what I'm going to do is, so that it's not wasted, I'm just going to trim off the salvage edge. I said salvage edge, I meant the frayed edge. Because I can use this even though it's just barely 8 inches. Just got a push button to shut it. This is your button to push the blade out. They do make leather covers for these so that you can have them put away. And now I've got my perfect straight lines. When you open them up, it should be nice and straight. The importance of lining up the material, like I said in the beginning, is so that you don't have, like in quilting, lines that are going all over from the material not actually being straight from the salvage edges this way.